In a small lab in London, a world-class surgeon recently sat down to race an AI. The task? Threading a needle through living tissue. The AI was faster. It didn't have hand tremors. It didn't get tired. But then, the tissue began to bleed in an unpredictable pattern, a literal 1 in a million medical anomaly. The AI kept stitching, perfectly following its code, while the human surgeon stopped. He realized that to save the patient, he had to break the rules of the surgery entirely. He did. The patient lived.
By now, you've heard the warnings. Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, recently predicted that by 2026, the disruption won't just be coming, it'll be here. Coding, data entry, even legal discovery are being swallowed by agentic AI, systems that don't just talk, but actually do work. But here's the mystery. As AI becomes perfect, the market value of perfection is actually crashing. If a machine can do it perfectly for $0, why would anyone pay you? The answer lies in the human paradox. There are 4 specific psychological and physical territories where AI is currently hitting a brick wall. And if you own these, you're not just safe, you're the most valuable person in the room.
Let's look at the first wall. The taste gap. AI is a world-class imitator, but a terrible visionary. Think about the last AI-generated image you saw. It was likely impressive, but did it feel soulless? That's because AI operates on probability. It asks, what is the most likely next pixel? But true creativity, the kind that moves markets, is about improbability. In 2026, being a content creator is a dying role, but being a creative director is a booming one. Why? Because AI can generate 10,000 logos in 10 seconds, but it cannot tell you which one will make a human being feel trust. It doesn't have skin in the game. When a human designer chooses a specific shade of bruised purple for a brand, they are pulling from a lifetime of heartbreak, cinema, and cultural context. AI doesn't have a childhood. It doesn't have a gut feeling. This is the shift from labor to taste. If your job is just making the thing, you're in trouble. If your job is deciding what is worth making, you are the AI's boss.
Now let's move from the screen to the real world. There's a bizarre trend happening in the 2026 job market. While Silicon Valley software engineers are seeing entry-level salaries dip, the blue-collar boom is exploding. Why hasn't a robot replaced your plumber yet? It's called Moravec's Paradox. High-level reasoning, like playing chess or analyzing a stock market, requires very little computation. But low-level sensory motor skills, like walking through a cluttered basement, identifying a rusted pipe by touch, and applying just enough pressure so it doesn't snap, require more processing power than the smartest LLM. Visual. Split screen. A robot failing to fold a shirt versus an electrician working in a cramped crawlspace. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang recently noted that we will need hundreds of thousands of human electricians just to build the data centers that house the AI. The physical problem solver, the person who can handle messy environments, is currently undisruptible. If your work involves a variable environment where no 2 days look the same, you have a 10-year head start on the robots.
But what about the white-collar world? This is where the accountability vacuum comes in. Imagine an autonomous car hits a pedestrian. Who goes to jail? The code? The server? Society operates on a currency called trust, and trust requires a neck to wring. AI can provide a strategy, but it cannot lead. Leadership isn't just giving orders, it's taking responsibility when those orders fail. In 2026, we're seeing the rise of AI oversight roles. These aren't technical jobs, they are ethical ones. A data analyst might use AI to crunch numbers, but a human strategic consultant is the one who stands in front of the board and says, I am betting my reputation on this direction. AI has no reputation to lose. It can't feel the weight of a layoff or the pride of a breakthrough. Because it can't feel, it can't own. If your role involves final sign-off or high-stakes ethics, you are the human guardrail the world is currently desperate for.
This leads us to the most misunderstood skill, emotional intelligence. We used to think AI couldn't do empathy. Then studies showed people actually preferred AI therapists because they felt less judged. Surprising fact. Wait, did we just lose the empathy battle? Not exactly. AI is great at affective empathy, mimicking the sound of caring, but it fails at cognitive empathy, truly understanding the why behind a human silence. Think about a high-stakes negotiation. A seasoned negotiator doesn't just listen to the words, they watch the way a person's pulse thumps in their neck. They sense the unspoken tension in the room. They know when to stop talking and just let the silence do the work. AI is a maximum word machine. It hates silence. The skills of 2026 are found in the spaces between the data. Coaching, high-level sales, crisis management, and palliative care. These require a shared biological reality. You can't connect with something that doesn't breathe. So what's the final answer? Is it human versus machine? No. The World Economic Forum's latest report calls 2026 the year of connected intelligence. The most AI-proof person isn't the one who hides from the technology. It's the person who uses AI to handle the 1.0 version of a task so they can spend 100% of their time on the human 2.0 version. The coder becomes a system architect. The writer becomes a voice stylist. The doctor becomes an empathy specialist. The real danger isn't that AI will replace you. It's that you will continue to do the robotic parts of your job so well that you forget how to be human. If your job feels repetitive, predictable, and boring, you are already acting like a machine, and machines are cheaper than you.
The window to pivot is closing, but it's not shut. You don't need to learn to code. You need to learn to direct. Start by asking yourself, what part of my day requires me to be irrational, emotional, or physically adaptive? That is your gold mine. Double down on that.